Right, almost nowhere has the debate over coronavirus mandates been more heated than in our nation's schools. Some districts requiring educators, even students, to be vaccinated. And tonight, one of the largest districts in the country, Montgomery County, it's here in suburban D.C., their public school is now facing a lawsuit for not having a religious exemption. Civil rights attorney Harmeet Dhillon, whose organization is representing the plaintiff in that case, joins us now to discuss. Harmeet, always good to see you.
Thanks for having me, Shannon.
So a little bit from Bethesda Magazine talking about the case. It says that the public school system allows for those with documented medical conditions that prevent them from getting the shot to instead undergo weekly testing. But they don't allow the same option for those who say their religion prevents them from getting vaccinated. What's the latest on the case?
Well, the latest on the case is exactly as you said. We filed that lawsuit yesterday. And in fact, the written policy that was only formulated about 3 weeks ago from the board, exactly, it has a medical exemption in it, but no mention of a religious exemption. Our client is an administrator with a door in an office. He's not a teacher, and he would like to seek, based on his Christian faith, a religious exemption. So we filed this lawsuit because that is a clear violation of Title VII, the federal employment law, as well as Maryland state employment law, as well as the Constitution, to treat people differently with respect to the medical exemption versus the religious exemption. Because if you could do one, you could certainly do the other, and you're in fact required to in most circumstances. Now, interesting development today is that we had a hearing in court, not the sort of major hearing, but in court, the school board actually took a different position. They said, actually, even though it isn't in the written policy, we do have a religious exemption. It's just in some other document. That's kind of hard to believe. But secondly, so that we view that as kind of backing down from their position. But secondly, they also said, we are not going to take any action to fire your client pending the outcome of this lawsuit. So he was going to be set to be fired after tomorrow. So that's a bit of a change in position. We are hopeful that we will see them adhere to the law without further litigation.
Okay, so please keep us informed on that case because I'm sure people around the country are watching that one. I want to ask you about a couple of other things. We mentioned this earlier. YouTube has now decided that it's going to take down what it calls anti-vaccine misinformation. Obviously, they don't want people to be hurt by suggestions of taking remedies that are not legitimately approved by doctors, by pharmacists, that kind of thing. But we don't know how far that's going to go. Here's what they say. Content that falsely alleges that approved vaccines are dangerous and can cause chronic health effects, claims that vaccines do not reduce transmission or contraction of the disease, or contains misinformation on the substances contained in vaccines. That's all going to be removed. But the question is, who makes those judgments, Harmeet?
Well, I got bad news for people who think that this is some kind of objective criteria. Who makes those judgments are, 20-something anonymous software programmers in Silicon Valley and other places like that. These are not trained scientists and doctors, and certainly we even know from Dr. Fauci that his positions on these issues vary by the day. This is incredibly subjective, and as you look at some of the other issues that big tech has taken this type of approach to, for example, Hunter Biden's laptop and the New York Post story last year, this is just a political agenda. I mean, finally, I will say that every medicine has side effects. So any policy that says that you can be banned for pointing out side effects, that's just anti-science itself.
Yeah, we'll track that. Now, I want to ask you, we were talking during the commercial about this, about the NBA, too. Joe Concha, our buddy, tweeting this. The NBA just announced it will withhold pay for all unvaccinated players who miss games due to local mandates. It'll be very interesting to see what the union has to say about this. It's shown up in places like San Francisco and others where there may be local mandates that say if you're over 12 or whatever the contingency is, you got to be vaccinated regardless of whether you've had COVID, have natural immunity, or whatever your objection is. Those add up to big dollars for these players.
Look, I think that each of these players in these sports leagues, they have elaborate contracts, they have unions, and none of this was provided for in any of those contracts, I'm sure. Secondly, we already talked about some of these religious reasons and other reasons. Some of these people have had COVID and they have natural immunity. So I think it's going to be interesting to see to the extent to which some of the fellow players are going to band together with the free will and the choices of their coworkers, if you will, and see whether these teams are even going to be able to pull off these games by sidelining their biggest talent. And that's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah, players' unions are very powerful. They have a big voice in these conversations. So the NBA has really sparked a lot of conversation the last few days about this. We'll track that as well. Harmeet Dhillon, please keep us updated. And thank you, as always, for your time.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.